Bonjour la internet. J'apprends le français. For real though, I don't actually know that much. I just looked that stuff up on Google Translate. Yes, hello there internet. Let me tell you what I just said in English. I am learning French. And I said it in French. You see, you get, yeah? We? A couple of summers ago I tried learning French, but then I got busy and then I didn't, and why? So I'm trying again. I was debating whether I wanted to focus on learning French or Italian first, or whether I wanted to do them both at the same time, and they're both Romance languages, so they're fairly similar but also different, so I don't know. Yesterday I tried to say something in French and I said Italian, even though I hadn't looked at the Italian in 5 or so days. I don't know. Right now I'm focusing on French. We'll see what happens. Fun story for you guys. I have always wanted to learn French. For as long as learning another language was an idea in my brain, French has always been there. Also sign language. And I do know a little sign language. Question mark? A couple of my first videos actually were me doing sign language. If they're wrong, sorry. I don't know if I privated them or not, but that definitely was a thing. Anyway, back to French. In high school, the only option we had for a foreign language was Spanish, and we had to take at least 2 years of Spanish, but after that we could do whatever we wanted. And I was in Spanish for 2 years and I couldn't really speak it, but even then I wanted to do French, and I was so jealous of all these other schools that you could pick what language you wanted to learn. And I think one day I was with my mom and I mentioned how I was learning French or wanted to learn French, and she said something that was of interest. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of, well, you learned it easily enough when you were little. So here's where the fun story comes into play. I've always wanted to learn French. Didn't know why, it was just the language I wanted to learn. But when this conversation came up with my mother, I was like, what the heck do you mean, Mom? So here's the dealio. When I was little, I had this game thing, not Nintendo or GameCubes or whatever those things were. I didn't have any of that. But I had this thing. My favorite game on that game system thing was a Pocahontas game. Do I remember all the deets? No. Do I remember playing it? Yes. Keep in mind, I was really little, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Apparently, the first time my parents purchased this Pocahontas game, they thought that they had gotten me an English version, like you would, because that's just the norm in America. But they apparently had gotten me a French version. They were like, whatever, she's just gonna be looking at the pictures. She can just play it like that. Until I started speaking French. Do you hear me? I was playing this game and I started speaking French to my parents. And they were like, that's not good, we speak English. Let's get her the English version. So they did. Ah! And then suddenly the mystery behind why I wanted to learn French all my life was suddenly no longer a mystery. I get so flustered every time I think about this story because I was almost a bilingual child and my parents were like, she should speak English, which is true on their part. I shouldn't be a 3-year-old speaking only French in an English household full of people who all around only speak English. That makes sense. I get it. So you have it. I'm currently learning French because I've always wanted to learn French, and I guess that is why. Because when I was little, I spoke French. If you are a French speaker and would like to help me in my French escapades, please do. I also have a Duolingo. I don't know if you can still follow people on that thing or what. I don't know how it all works besides that it's teaching me how to do French stuff. But I think my username is AEWells. I'll put a link in the description, question mark. All I've got for you today though, let me know in the doobly-doo if you speak French, if you speak any other languages, if you want to learn any other languages, let me know, because I want to know. I'll see you guys later. Bye! Time to go pack. My level of French is je suis une femme. And, la noix chat, salut, bonjour, shkubidi-ba.